Yaco, thank you for coming. Sorry for the inconvenience on the address.
It's all good.
I just launched the website, which is something I wanted to bring up too. I just launched the rightboundless.net website. And I did it because I need a planner / secretary / something. I was like, well, what better way than just to book things?
Yeah.
But then there's that information of like, what address do you give out? Because if you do your legit address, then that means anybody could just do a fake appointment and get your information. Anyways, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
It's all good. It was very professional.
Yeah.
It was very, just the wrong address.
How did it feel? Well, that's the billing address. That's the thing. All my bills, everything.
The UPS.
The UPS.
I got to the UPS. I was like, is it in the back maybe? Or like, I'll just go ask. But.
No, so they have mailboxes, and what I do is my address, my driver's license, insurance, everything goes there.
Yeah.
So if you move or whatever the case is, like I've had that P.O. box. I've had that one for 7-8 years.
Yeah.
So I've moved maybe 3-4 times, but everything has the same address, so I don't lose any accountability.
I mean, it's smart.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to give out your like real address.
Yeah, and there's little things like that like when you become more popular, like we're gonna get into who you are and what you do.
Yeah.
But you're getting to that level of becoming more popular, more famous. People just want to call your phone. People want to show up at your address, and it gets pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
I learned this because my ex, she was the lead anchor on Univision on the TV networks, and she was like one of those fucking hot Colombian crazy bitches. Obviously, I can say that because that's my ex.
Yeah.
But the stalking was real. So we almost never were able to put stuff in our name, and we had to put everything on an address and people would show up to the PO boxes, just to like get a picture, like stop. It's a real fucking thing.
Yeah, but you don't know how far someone can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the same thing with. I mean, even if you're not doing like an entertainment like career or something like that where you have a lot of fans or something like that. In everyday life, everyone loves privacy. Like, privacy is one of the most important things to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, as an artist, I'm not nowhere near where I want to be, like, fame-wise, but... there you go. But, like, it's the same thing. Like, doesn't matter if you have 50 followers or if you have 50 million. It's like... There's going to be a couple people where you're going to give your love to, your attention to, and you're going to show your appreciation for them supporting what you do. But then when they take that path where they're trying to push it a little further than it needs to be, where it's like getting uncomfortable, there's like, I've had a lot of instances like that. And
like what? Like let's bring one up.
I mean,
like a stalker situation?
No, thank God, no. Nothing like that.
It happens, but like...
Yeah. No, thank God nothing like that, but definitely in DMs and stuff like that, it's just...
Oh, that's the worst, the trolls?
Yeah. Luckily I've never had anyone who's like hated me so much and constantly hated me in my DMs, but I've had a lot of people who will show me so much love, but there's a lot of times where I'm always going to give you my energy of gratitude, and I'm never going to ignore your message. I like never want to do that because I know how that feels. I know like when I used to message my inspirations, like, and they would just never read it or leave me unread. So I'm gonna say thank you and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people on Instagram, especially, where it's like hey, like, what are you doing? Like, where do you like live? Like, you're in LA, right? Like, oh, cool. Do you like have a part-time job? Do you do this? Like, it's like, okay. I wanna be nice and respond to your messages, but then it's like...
Yeah, I want to be polite.
Too much.
I want to be polite, like, From the beginning, I thought you were a super polite guy.
Thank you.
Your parents raised you a very strict household, or?
Not strict, just great parents, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's an awesome quality.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, how old are you?
22.
22? Mm-hmm. Amazing. Your manners... Right now, you just walked in, you're like, can I charge my stage? Of course, we just, it's electric, just letting you know.
Yeah.
It's just amazing because there's just so many people. Where are you originally from?
Yeah, Ohio.
Nice. Oh, so that's why you were doing the concert, the concert event.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people in Ohio.
Ohio rocks.
Ohio, what's up?
That's fucking, that's dope. When did you come to California? Are you staying here permanently or just doing shows?
I mean, I don't really know anything permanently. But I've been out here 3 years. I came out here. Was it? It was like this time, 2019, actually, like fall time. I came out here. I was fresh off of Brooklyn. Actually, I graduated high school in 2018. Knew I didn't want to be anywhere near Ohio, so I set off to New York City. I was like, I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna get a degree. I'm gonna be in the military, but I'm also gonna dabble with my music because senior year is when I really pushed my music and when I like showed people what I could do, and so I was like, let me keep doing this because it just makes me happy. Like that's how it always starts for me. It's like it's just whatever makes me happy. I'm just gonna do it. Not because I want to force it. So I was in New York and basically waiting to hear back from the military because I was gonna do the reserves for the National Guard, and the National Guard was gonna pay for my school, all that stuff, and when I was a little kid, I had really bad OCD and anxiety, so I took medication for it, and I had to see like therapists, stuff like that. But the military is like really against any medication, any mental problems. Like immediately is a red flag. They have to send it to so many people, like your paperwork, get all this stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought they were desperate to get recruits.
Me too, and I was like willing to take their money for school too. So
yeah,
I was
of course. Well, you're giving your life for it.
Right. No, but it was something I always wanted to do, and like throughout high school, I was.
Did you do like the ROTC programs or anything? JROTC.
I didn't do ROTC. I did like Junior Police Explorer though.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be
same concept.
Yeah, very. I did the criminal justice programs in high school. I did all that just to get ready for my end goal was to be in the SWAT in my like hometown or maybe near it, but that was my goal. And so I was like, the military could definitely help me with that, with different trainings and stuff like that before I went into the job.
Yeah, you get more time and more credit.
Right. So then I'm in New York. I'm about to go to school. They're telling me, hey, we still don't have your paperwork ready. We're going to have to like push it back a semester. But I'm like, I can't sit here in Ohio and just do nothing while all my friends just are going to colleges. They're getting their lives started. And I'm like, I want to do that too. So I was like, I'll just pay for this semester, figure it out. So I still went to Brooklyn. Like I'll never forget my dad, my brother took me, they drove me, they dropped me off. And right when like their truck pulled away, I just remember that feeling. It was like the first time I ever felt like truly alone, where I was like, I've never been in a situation like this in my life. Like I've always had,
Yeah, it looks like you come from a big family too.
Yeah, and I do, and I always have my brothers, my sisters, my mom, my dad. Like my parents are divorced, so it made my family even bigger. So I was always surrounded by like some type of family love. And like when I instantly had that taken away from me, it was a whole nother world. And I had to adapt, and I did not adapt quick. It was like, took a few weeks of calling my mom, like bawling my eyes out. Mom, like I don't know if I can do this. I don't know anybody. Like this city is crazy. I'm out here.
It's wild.
It's wild. Like New York is brutal. And I actually got attacked.
What month?
I was there.
Yeah, what month did you go there?
September.
Okay.
Yeah,
so the weather's at least a little.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but I just got a tat of like the three cities I lived in. So like Ohio's in the middle, New York's up here, LA's down here, and above them I got like a symbol of what they taught me. So Ohio has a house for my home, New York has a dumbbell because it made me strong, and LA has a light bulb because it's made me wise.
That's fucking dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've traveled to a lot of countries, and I was like,
yeah.
It'd be cool to get all the fucking cities that I've been to. But then I was like, I can't commit.
I mean, I was thinking about that because I was like, I could just keep going with like different cities, but it's just like those three are very, very important to me. Not necessarily cities, just like
what they mean and the experiences.
Exactly. The place I was in. So yeah, I mean, I started going to classes. Classes were good. Well, my criminal justice classes were good. My math and like the basic stuff, like I was never good at school or anything like that, so I was having a hard time. It was just very stressful. I needed a job because I realized I had to pay for food. There's no like meal plans or anything.
Yeah.
And where they had to stay, it was called St. George Hotel. So I felt like I was like Life of Zach and Cody or something, because we lived in a hotel for the whole semester, and it was so expensive. So I wanted to focus on music also, but also make some money. So after classes, I would just go street perform, and
so you would literally get on the streets and perform.
Yeah.
What's the setup for that?
Well, I needed equipment, so I just found some stuff on Amazon, like super cheap, like $100 for a whole like set. I still have it today. It's just like such a great memory. Like I need to keep it. Yeah. So I still have the speaker, like huge speaker.
If
that
you want to put mute on that on your phone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it picking up?
Yeah, you can hear the thing on the table.
I got you.
If you don't mind.
Oh, for sure. Shoot. How do you?
Just swipe down from the top right.
Oh yeah, do not disturb. There you go.
There you go.
Actually, I might as well go live on Instagram if you don't mind.
Not at all.
So that people sit you up right here. Or there we go.
Boom.
Oh shoot. Oh, that's good. All right, so street performance.
Yeah, street performance.
So I got this $100 speaker. Had a wireless microphone because I wanted to like be able to walk around freely and while I'm performing. And I took the subway to Times Square, and I remember pacing for at least an hour. At least, like I couldn't set my speaker down. Like I could not. I felt like every single person in that Times Square was looking directly at me, like judging me. What is this kid about to do? You know, I'm 18 years old and I'm like scared out of my mind. What I did, I just set down the speaker and I'm like, let me just like pretend like I'm just bopping to some music. So I put on some just music that I liked. Was just listening to it. I was like, all right, now I'm getting into it. And then I was like, let me just turn on one of my songs and just see what happens. So I turn on one of my songs. Turn the mic on. I start rapping along with it. I start moving more. I start going around Times Square, looking at the people, pointing at them. And now I'm in the zone, and I'm like, because it's like once you start that first song, you just get out of your headspace and you're just locked in a moment that is like undescribable. But I just remember seeing all these faces start crowding around me, and it's like they'll give you that like this kid can spit like low key.
Yeah.
And like that just made me feel so great and so confident in my performing, and it fixed my stage presence. Like street performing made me like such a performer. If I had never street performed, I still would probably be so timid on stage. But it's like I realized that if I can make people my puppets on the street, I can make people that come to buy tickets to my show, like definitely my puppets at a concert, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I tell other artists. Stuff. Right. I mean, yeah, for sure. But I'm like, if I'm performing with other artists too, I'm like, dude, they'll do whatever you want them to do. If you raise your left hand, they're going to raise their left hand. If you jump to the right, they're going to jump to the right. You know what I mean? Like,
isn't it interesting how like, people want you to lead them?
Yeah.
Like they want to be led. They want to be pushed. They want to be led. They want to be, they don't want to think. They just want to enjoy it or something.
I mean, yeah, that's why social media is so popular. Because, I mean, we're just scrolling and we're just like, we don't want to, do anything. We want to watch you do it.
Yeah, we don't want to create content.
Yeah,
we want to enjoy it.
We want to watch it. We want to watch you do. And, like, there's two sides. There's a creator and then there's the consumer. Exactly. So it's like it's a balance that.
So do you create more or consume more?
Create for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Create. I mean.
So you would say like 80-20, 70-30, 60-40.
Dang. When you say consume, like what kind of content are we consuming?
I'm talking about like obviously creating is creating, and consuming like you go through one and then all of a sudden you kind of fall into that little rabbit hole of like oh shit, like all right. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, yeah. Let me save this fucking...
True. I'll probably say like 70-30.
70-30? Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times where I'm in the studio and I'm like, let me take a break real quick. And I'm like, ooh, it's been 10 minutes. Like, okay, come on.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And I can't get that back.
It's crazy. But Yeah, so basically, just like a shorter version of the story is like I just realized that New York wasn't going to be for me. It's very, very tough, very gritty, but it's something I needed. It's something I needed to make me stronger, like I said, and it's definitely one of the most beneficial times of my life because of how hard it was.
This is where I usually get all the sound.
Okay.
So, usually like the camera, you get this kind of echo-ish,
Yeah.
which it's just more editing.
Oh, gotcha.
But this is where what we're hearing, like, oh shit, we're recording now on the fucking Audible,
Yeah.
It's just more editing for me,
Gotcha.
So
is this in your way? I don't know if you want me to.
No,
for the camera?
no, I don't care.
It's
No.
good. Okay.
I don't give a fuck. See, that's the other thing. It's back to when you start off and you do something. When you start off and you do something, you're so paranoid and you're worried and what are people going to think and what are people going to say? And when I started the podcast, any background noise would drive me crazy. I was like, oh my God, they're going to get mad. Oh, I shouldn't ask, if somebody should turn off their phone. Like you limit yourself. But then when you do it enough times, you don't stress out about those things. You're like, this is just natural. This is natural. This is like it's an accident. It happens.
Yeah.
Don't panic. What are we gonna do? Stop everything and talk about 10 minutes. Like, oh my God, there's gonna be a lot of editing going on. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So and you get that with experience, and you get that as you get older and with wisdom, and so on.
Yeah.
So then you started doing. So now you feel New York made you hard.
Yeah.
Enough where now you have the confidence of doing this anywhere.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like from the subways to Brooklyn Bridge to Times Square. Like I want to go back so bad and visit. I haven't been in a while. But I just feel like when I do, I feel like it's gonna hit me hard. Like just seeing how far I've come.
What did you feel that you were like, you know what, this ain't the place for me? Like I got what I needed. I need to move on. What was it about New York?
I still couldn't really feel like free creatively. I felt like trapped. I like constantly felt like the buildings were surrounding me. The people were weighing me down. It's very like dark and gloomy there a lot of the year. So it's like, it's easy to get into a darker place, especially I went during the holidays, like the fall time. So it's constantly cloudy outside. It's wet, it's cold, and people are just naturally in a less good of a mood, and they're walking by you, and if they don't mess with you, then they're not going to talk to you. Where here I found, I can make a friend on the street in 20 minutes. It's just very different vibes. The environment has so much to do with it. I think is like, it's so much more sunny out here, and just like boost your vibe and your mood. But I don't really know. I don't think there was something that just like set me off where one day I woke up and I was like, New York's not it. It was definitely over time of trying and learning and stuff like that. But see, I knew I wasn't going to stay and go into school. Like I knew I was going to drop out. So it was either go back home, go to school, or just like stay there and struggle for a long time, because I was nowhere ready to get my own place there. So I had to go home pretty much.
Yeah.
And once I went home, my goal was to probably do like music school and like Kent State or something, because my mom wanted me to go to school if I was going to live at home. So
like, I don't want to go home then. What's the point?
Seriously, I just dropped out of school, and I'm like, she wants me to go back. But what she said, she's like, you either pay rent or you go to school. It's like one or the other. So I was like, okay, cool. So I researched some online classes that were free, that were just like a little certificate that you could get, and like I could show my mom I was like doing stuff, but it was like no diploma or anything.
Yeah.
And half the time I'm not even doing the classes. I'm just showing her like,
she's going to hear this, right?
Yeah, no, it's funny now because like she's like one of my biggest supporters now. But
how was that transition? Telling your parents, the goal was obviously military and school, and now you're like, you know what? I'm going music.
Well, I mean, my dad is the one who convinced me to drop out of school. He was the one from day one. I mean,
and I want to ask this.
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption. How old's your dad? Is he younger or?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He's just like very young in the mind, but I mean, no, he's young. He's like 52. Dad, I'm sorry, I don't know if that's right.
I don't know if it's right, Pops. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, just the
52.
fact that you're saying that he kind of even guided you, like, hey, don't go to school.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the school system's just not what it was, for us years ago. Like right now, it's just debt.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's a whole other
topic.
topic. Exactly. So that's why I'm surprised that.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, he was like one of my biggest supporters, and I mean, his apartment is the one I recorded my first mixtape in. I would just set up my mic in the corner in his kitchen and have my little laptop that he bought me for Christmas and make these songs. And it's funny because he always like jokes with me. He's like, "Why did you not tell me you could do this like years before I bought you that equipment?" And I was like, because I was so nervous because I would like cuss in my raps, and I was like, I don't want you guys to hear that, like,
yeah,
because then I'm gonna get in trouble or something. I don't know. And I would make like literally ask my family to leave the house so I could record like new songs. So they would just go out, like go grocery shopping, run errands, go to the park or whatever, just so I could like have the house alone where I can like scream and rap. And it's so funny now, like, because they just listen to my music all the time when I go home. It's like they're playing it in the house and stuff. But in the moment, I was just nervous. So he was like always on board, and he was kind of like, it was like when I would call my mom in New York, she would, comfort me and stuff like that. And I call my dad, he would also comfort me, but he would also just be like, what are you still doing there then? Like, what do you, like, if it's not working out, what are you going to do about it? Because obviously, like, your body's telling you that this isn't what you want and where you should stay. Yeah. So, at the end, he was talking about some Kent State schools that have good music programs. I'm like, okay. And then he was just like, basically, you can't sit there and say what if your whole life, because he's always done that where he's not taking initiative because it's too scary, but like he didn't want to see that from me, so I think if I
that's great.
Yeah, I mean, no, for sure,
learn from other people's mistakes or other people's experiences.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I think like he's never said this, but he like kind of wanted to just like see me live out my dreams for also him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's why a big part of me wants to do this for them also, not just for me. And I went back home, and it was difficult with my mom on that side because she comes from a family where it's like very, go to school, you get a job, you have kids, you have a family, you die, you know what I mean? It's like very repetitive, and the whole family, it's traditional. Yeah. It's comfortable.
And
it's
nothing
safe.
wrong with that. Yeah.
No, not at all. And there's a lot of people that they do those things and they're the happiest they'll ever be. And
right.
It's just, there's other people who will.
Well, especially when you get older, especially when you're a grandpa and you're a grandma and you got, the house is, the holidays are happening and you can fill up a house,
Right. It's crazy. Like I'll look at like the older generations so differently than when I was a kid. Cause like when I was a kid, I would look at like older people in their 70s, 80s. I'm like, dang, like their life is almost over like that. It's just like sad. Like they like, I wonder how their life was, if they have any regrets, whatever.
Yeah, a lot.
But now it's like, I kind of look at that. I'm like, if I just keep living my life however I want, and once I get to that stage of where I'm like 80 years old, like I can truly just sit there and appreciate the small things, and like maybe I'll have a family, and I kind of look at the beauty of being old more than I ever did before, and especially like being out here and meeting so many people. I've learned that so much.
Well, hopefully in the next 10 years, we'll stop aging, they'll have a cure for that.
Right.
And we'll stop aging.
And then one day when we want to go, we're like, all right.
Yeah, like I'm done. Yeah, because just to talk about that topic real quick, I was listening to an interview with Elon Musk, and I liked the way he described it. Originally, it's like, oh, we got to find a fountain of youth. But like, how ridiculous is a fountain of youth sound like?
He would say that.
Well, he didn't say that. What he said is, aging is a sickness. It's a sickness that we have, that we've all accepted, and it's happening.
What do you mean, like a sickness?
So let's say you have like a cancer. You know how cancer develops and develops and develops, and let's say you have another disease or whatever the case that just develops. It's just a sickness or a disease that we've accepted. So he says aging is a disease we accept. That's a chromosome or something in our body that makes us age. Now, if we can fix that problem, if we can fix that disease that causes aging, we can have people live longer. And when he words it like that, I'm like, oh shit, maybe there is hope. You're right. You're just curing a disease, or you're curing whatever you want to call it. You know, you're curing something versus, you know, a fountain that you dip in and you come out like, oh, I'm fucking woo.
Yeah.
You know,
that's scary though. I mean, I don't even know if I'd want that. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want anyone to figure that out.
But why?
I mean, we're so accustomed to, I guess, our ages now. You know, you die.
Yeah, but 100 years ago, the life expectancy was like 45.
Right. That
100, 200 years ago. Before that, it was probably even less.
That is true. When you think about it like that, I guess we.
I mean, here's the thing, and this is another argument that I heard. The issue is that we become our wisest and our smartest and our most intellectual in our 50s. You know, our minds, the way we don't react. There's no ego. We're not trying to fight. You know, somebody one day, hey, fuck you, hit my car. Like, okay, bro, like it's cool. Dude. Like, you know, we're mellow. When we're in our 20s, what the fuck? Like, we're just
everything.
You know, young, dumb, and fucking full of cum, right? And then when you're in your 30s, you're like, oh, well, now it's time to get my shit together, right? So then you get even more experiences. Then when you get in your 40s, you kind of like, okay, all right, I know the direction I'm going. Maybe you don't. And then when you're in your 50s, there's just this wisdom and education, and you become more intellectual. But the problem is now you ran through half your life, you know, and now it's like, fuck, I'm at my best now, and now I'm going to really start aging. Now now my bones are hurting. Now I want to like be more active, and it's harder for me to get back, you know, and it just kind of sucks. But if you can extend that process and be like, oh shit, we're wiser now, because you got to understand, some of the wisest people in the world are old. But if they were much younger looking physically, you know, if we had that cure.
Not even looking physically. I mean, just like you said, like your bones at like 40, I've heard a lot of people say like you'll just wake up differently.
Yeah, you just wake up and you're like, I got to fucking stretch and I got to do it.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I just turned 40.
Wow. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Wow. So, I mean, how do you feel? Did you wake up on your 40th?
I'll be honest. I panicked. I was like, fuck, I panicked, and I've been hitting the gym like fucking crazy. But I feel physically, I feel like I'm in my prime.
No, you look great. I mean, I would have guessed like 30s or something.
Yeah, because in my 20s, you know, I wasn't working out.
Yeah.
I was any party I can go to, anywhere I can get a bottle and drink.
That liver.
Yeah, just fucking like zero fucks given, you know? And then now, do you see it? Now physically, I'm like, oh. And then when I get to the 50s, it's like, oh, I better watch out. So I think that would be, you know, I think it'd be good if they can come up with it. And of course, people have the option. But like you said, there's people that are like, it depends what kind of life you're living too.
True.
If you get to 70s and you're full of regrets, you know, then like.
That's true. I mean, for me though, I'm also very religious. So, like I kind of am like, I wouldn't want science to ever interfere with like what God has planned for me, you know?
But question.
Yeah.
What if a loved one developed cancer and a doctor says, hey, we can cure the cancer? Isn't that using science to manipulate?
No, you're right. You got a point.
Yeah. I'm not saying, oh, you know, they're going to have vampires. And if you let the vampire bite you, you know, join the dark side, you know, like fucking, you know, no, we're just talking, we're talking about, what if instead of eating junk food, you eat organic food and you live an extra 10 years? You know, that's science, you know, that's studies. Yeah. So it would be much better. Anyways, I'm gonna make one more point. We'll get back to your music.
You're making me deep think right now.
Well, that's the whole point of the Right Balance podcast. Here's one more deep think for everybody. I think Eddie Murphy said it when he was filming Coming to America, the newer one, and he made a quick clip. A lot of people haven't seen it, but he says, let's pretend you live 100 years, okay? That's 100 summers, 100 springs, 100 falls, 100 winters. The first few don't count because you're a kid, and the last ones don't count because you're much older. You're not at your prime. They count, but you're not at your prime. You're not gonna take off your shirt and go to the beach and just go surfing and fucking get on stage and fucking rock out.
Yeah.
So the first ones don't count. The last ones don't count, and this is if you make the 100 years, right? So then that leaves 40, 50 summers, 60 summers
Of like good health.
Of good health in your life. And most people have already lived half of those, and they only have half of those left. Enjoy the moment is the point. Yeah. Enjoy the moment. Don't say I have, 365 days. Don't say I have a year. No, I have one summer. I have a summer coming up. I have that summer. I need to get my beach body. I need to go on vacation. I need to get the day off from work. I need to, there was another article that I was reading that was like the top regrets in the world, of people on their dying bed. And number one was I didn't quit my job on time. That was the number one regret. Number two was I didn't tell the person I love them. And then the list goes on. It was like top 10. But those are the two that stuck out. So my point is you have to go after this. And what this does have to do with our conversation is the fact that your dad's saying, hey, if this is your passion, if this is your love, the fact that you're saying that your mother is like, hey, my mom was my number one supporter. That's fucking amazing because, how many people have dreams and like we said before we even started the podcast, your own family saying, you can't do that. Don't do that. That's dumb. What are you thinking? Get a real fucking job.
Yeah.
You can't fucking, what are you going to do? Fucking sing and fucking put on TikTok? Right. But people make fun of it. People talk shit. People put down the closest people, your friends. Just
because they're too scared themselves.
They're too scared. But then you finally do it. And if you have some support, you get it, and then you get one fan that reaches out and says, "Hey, man, I really like your fucking music." Oh, that's game changer.
That's what keeps you going.
Oh, 100%. I had stopped the podcast once, for like 4 or 5 months. I was working on a different project, and like 2-3 people. Hey, I really enjoy your show, man. Are you going to continue? And this was on episode 30. Or 40. Now I'm on you're going to be probably episode 89 or 90. Crazy. And now it's just been a whole different experience.
Yeah. I mean, it comes at the perfect time when you need that boost of encouragement. But I mean, kind of what you were saying about, live in the moment. Like I'd be a hypocrite if I was like, that's why I'm doing this, because I'm doing what I love and I'm chasing my dreams, which is exactly what I should be doing, because I'm not gonna have that regret of not knowing, But at the same time, for people who know me, it's like it's what I'm constantly like pushing myself over the edge to do. So there is a balance. I'm very, very hard trying to learn this, and just recently I spoke with one of my really good friends, and he kind of just opened my eyes and is like, you're exactly, where you need to be in the moment. So it's like, why not enjoy it? Because you're going to look back and you're going to miss the journey. And I've heard that so many times, but for some reason it just sat differently in me. And I'm like, maybe I should go out more. Maybe I should hang out with my friends more. Maybe I should, give myself a break more, because my mindset is I always have to reward myself for hard work that I do, with everything, because I'm scared if I lose that mindset, then I'm gonna become a lazy person. And I'm not gonna slack off. I'm gonna slack off. So, my mindset has always been, for example, not music related. If you eat, a salad for 6 days in a row, and then on the 7th day, okay, you can have a pizza. I'll let you have a pizza. But it's to the point where it's it was getting in the way of my mental health. And it's okay, maybe I'm looking after my body, but those simple pleasures are, I've learned, more impactful than pushing myself to be so disciplined, because there's a difference between being so disciplined and also being happy, you know? So it's like, yes, chase a life without regret, but also chase a life of balance where you can have that discipline and happiness all in the same world. And I'm slowly learning that. I mean, I'm trying to do this now so I don't have that regret when I'm older, because I could see my dreams coming true, but being very alone, like for sure. I could see that in my life, because I've like worked so hard where I have like at times had negative energy on others because I'm so lost in the moment.
What do you mean negative energy on others?
Like if I'm at a video shoot or something, I'm not saying I'm an asshole, but I'm saying like if you're getting in my way, like I'm gonna let you know. And like I'm not thinking properly. I'm not myself. I'm work mode. So it's like I'm just going. Like show days aren't always the best if I'm like stressed out, because I'm like, why is my band not here at this time? Why is the video not working? Why is this blah blah? And I take it out on the people around me, and it's like realizing that and accepting that I'm not being the best friend or family that I can, because at the end of the day, you know, everyone's just trying to support me and help me. And
so you see it as a negative on yourself when you get to that point.
For sure. And like
there's a different way of approaching it.
Yeah. And like I'm almost ashamed. No, not almost, like I am ashamed of like sometimes how I've acted, because I want things to go so well that if like it doesn't, then I'm gonna get pissed, you know. And
that's what I'm kind of saying. As you get older, you start saying, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But in the beginning, you come off as an asshole. You know, you come out because you're stressed.
Yeah, and like what you were saying, you got like, 30. I got 40, 60, whatever. Some holidays left, right?
Summers, yeah, it's Christmas, whatever.
Like when I first came to LA, I saw everyone as competition, and that was my biggest mistake I've made. That I've recently learned. Like, no one is competition, because everyone has their own path. No one is gonna have the same path. No one's gonna blow up the same way. No one's gonna. It's like, it's silly to even compare yourself to anybody. It's silly to compare yourself to the Joe Rogan podcast, because you're not Joe Rogan.
Right.
So it's like learning that has definitely helped me mentally, and also with my music.
I'm younger than him, obviously. That. You know, like by come on.
And like, come on, look at this podcast. It's a lot better anyways.
That's right.
No, we're comparing.
Yeah, stop.
We're just being hypocrites.
Come relax, guys. Relax.
Thank you. So.
No, you're I mean, this sounds tacky because it's like all over social media and stuff, but I've said this many times before, you know, it even got that popular. You're only supposed to compete with yourself.
Yeah.
Every day you're supposed to be the better self, the better you that day. And the only person you should be competing with is yourself, because you cannot. There's always going to be somebody bigger, stronger, harder working, you know, whatever the case is. You can't, but this person, that person, they have this, and they have family support. They don't have family support. They grew up on the streets, and they were lucky they grew up on the streets because they got all that fucking gangster quality. And it's like, no, dude, like that's not, and his parents were rich. It's never ending. It's absolutely never ending. And you have to focus only on yourself, and you have to be disciplined, which, you know, you're saying you're being disciplined. Right. And that thing that you're talking about that you don't like about yourself, how you get with, you know, the band and everybody, that's just something that comes with experience and time and, you know, with age. That's just something that comes with age, that you just become more patient. You go, And trust me, I'm a hot-tempered, you know, fucking person. Like, I lose my mind sometimes. Yeah. But way more chill than I was in my 20s.
You have to be.
Yeah, you have to be.
It's crazy.
I try and this should work. Let's see. I wanted to play Daylight, which is one of the jams I was listening to while I was at the gym today.
Hey, good workout song.
You only see me.
We got it synced in here. So I'm gonna have this
Daylight out now. Everyone go stream that.
Yeah, this is out right now. This is playing from Spotify. Called Daylight. I love.
This song is actually a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
I know, and this is what I got when I was at the gym. I was like, because you talk about everybody here. Yeah, we'll let this play. I love the ups and downs you have with the beats and the rhythms. It's very catchy. Like this is one. It's a great gym song. It's a great gym song. There, switch the beat, switch the rhythm,
Keeping you engaged.
twice.
Breaking down the pressure, creeping slowly. Hate you wouldn't wanna help me, I'll escape, take control of me. Everything that you say is coming out of my head, and when I think that I fail is when I'm lying in bed. My brain is the trigger, and I keep taking a shot. Face smile getting bigger, but now I hate it 'cause you only see me.
And then there was another part where it changes again. I think it goes into like
It's the bridge part.
the bridge. Is it the bridge? No, not this part.
The one after this.
The one after this, yeah, breaks. It's more like hip hopish or kind of not hip hopish, but like
Yeah. Basically what a bridge is just like, it's the build up to the last final like explosion hook.
okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
Usually in the show, that's where I'll have everyone get low to the floor and then jump on the beat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This part.
Right here.
The little drum rolls. It's everyone like, oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
Now I might crash. 'Cause all my life I'm a fucking
Very dope.
work so hard but it don't feel right. 'Cause all my friends are dancing tonight. Break me down and say it's alright. 'Cause I
Fucking
can't
awesome.
stand another day like
Oh, there we go. There it is. There it is. Actually, we'll let it play in the background.
Yeah.
What's the process of creating such an awesome song like that? Like what was
Well, I mean, big thanks to Omer.
shout outs?
Shout out Omer. If you're watching this, bro.
Oh, he's watching it.
My friend hit me up just basically to come record a song with him, and he produced that track, and we kind of just started from scratch. He came up with some guitar melodies and slowly just built it up. I'm in no way like a producer. Well, when it comes to the
beats,
beat pads, all instruments, all that stuff. So I love to be in the room where I can like just sing you what I want to hear. You know what I mean? Because that's what I hear. I know I can hear it in my head, but I don't know how to put it onto the computer and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was watching because you have your YouTube channel, and I was watching one of the videos when you were saying they were starting off a beat, and you're like, well, the lyrics are gonna be something like like you were making the tone of what the lyrics were gonna be.
Yeah.
But you didn't have lyrics yet.
Yeah, because I can hear it.
And obviously they're still creating the beats, but I thought that was like interesting. That's why I'm like, finish the process. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I can hear it in my head and I can see it play out. So
but you can't see the words yet.
Right. And I gotta.
Do you know the topic?
It just depends, because when you write, you don't want to force anything. It could take you 3 days to write a hook, like just a hook, and it's like. But when you feel it, then you're like, yes, that's the mood, that's the vibe, that's the energy that fits perfectly with the lyrics of what I want to talk about, how I want to say it, everything. So it's like once you get that, then you feel it, like this is it. So I knew that had to be big, like when we were doing that instrumental. And I was like, as I usually am, probably I was just sitting there overwhelmed as fuck, and I was like, my life is just a mess. And I was like, what do I write about? Like I can't even think straight. Like I'm working so hard, like my mind's just thinking about 10 million things at once. I'm like, shit, let's write about that. Like I learned very quickly, writing music, you want to write about what you're feeling, because if you're in love and you're trying to write a heartbreak song, like it's not going to sound the same as it would, if you're writing about your emotion that you're feeling.
You're going through a breakup or,
right. Yeah. You're just going to know that, someone's faking it, because a lot of great songs have emotion behind them, and you can feel the emotion through the artist, through the way he's pronouncing his syllables, like to the little things like that. So making Daylight, I knew I wanted it to be big, so we came up with that hook. I sang it for him, he loved it, and then the second part was like the hard part of, I don't know how to do the rhythm with the drums. Like there's so many ways I could go about it, and then I was like, this was when I needed to talk about working too hard, and like all my friends are having fun without me, and just like living a messy life. So like that kind of just like came out of me from like a personal place, you know, and like exactly what we're talking about. That second part of the hook, work so hard, but it don't feel right because all my friends are dancing tonight, and that was like so real because even for instance right now, like this year, I was like, you know, maybe I won't go out for Halloween. Maybe I'm just gonna, you know, get in the studio. I got to catch up on some recording, stuff like that, and then I was thinking about like something like what you said, you know, oh wait, but am I gonna say like, there's always a next Halloween. There's always a next, you know.
No, there's
Christmas.
only 50 Halloweens left, bro.
Exactly. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, no, I'm dressing up. I'm going out. I'm having a good time and enjoying myself. And so, I wanted to write that song in a place of letting go that past mindset where it's like, it's okay to go have fun. Like you don't have to live this messy life. Yeah, it's gonna be messy, but you don't have to put yourself in those situations, you know.
Yeah.
So that was kind of...
Yeah, I mean, there's always extremes, you know. If you're working too much, that's bad. And if you're partying too much, that's bad. And if you're eating like you know, everything in moderation.
Exactly.
And it sounds tacky, but it's so true. You know, like you just start thinking about like traditional industries where people are working 40, 50 hours a week for the rest of their life. You know, and for 20 years, 30 years, like that's fucking terrible.
No, thank you.
You know, yeah, no, especially in a time like this where you can, you know,
do whatever you want.
You could just fucking go to a flea market, a garage sale, buy shit and fucking, you know, sell it on eBay.
Oh my gosh, the people like that will tell me they can't do something because of their work. Kills me inside, like kills me because... But it's a brainwash. It's a fucking brainwash because what you got to understand is you're in that sweet spot of like, okay, I gotta work, like I gotta save up money, I gotta buy a car, I live in town, I want to get a different apartment or a little house. All right, I want to get a girlfriend, I want to take her out, and now I have rent, now I have a cell phone bill, now I have a car payment, now I have insurance payment. Now I have, oh, fuck, you know, she's fucking pregnant. I gotta have this kid. I got this hospital. Now I got a child. Fuck, you know. Oh, shit, we got to get a bigger place. Because of these materialistic things that we get trapped with, that pressure starts feeling like real. And then you start telling yourself that story. I need this fucking job. My older brother, he was stuck at a job for 16 years. I was like, dude, quit. I can't. My house, my insurance, I can't. He told himself this story for 16 years. 16 years. On the 16th year, he was promoted already so many times. He already had all the experience that the company realized they could just hire new people and pay them a lot less and fire him. And what did they do? They fired him. And for 2-3 weeks, my life is over. What am I going to do? I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to lose it. Now, it's been 5 years later, he's happier than ever. Now he's like, you know, has a little online business, travels to South America with his family. Like he's living the fucking life now, you know, but people get stuck. Like that's real. I love it. And you just reminded me of something really important that I want to real quick. Like I'm talking to my dad right here. Dad, listen to what we're saying. And there's this job that he really wants, right? But he's too scared. He doesn't want to leave his you know, comfort, his security. Yes, exactly. So, Dad, we gotta do it. I did it.
You gotta do it.
It's your turn. And like you said, you know, your brother is so happy. Like,
and that was the worst case scenario where he was loyal, and they fired him.
Oh, wow.
They fired him.
So it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. They fired him, but he was going to hang on. If they didn't fire him,
he wouldn't have
and the
made
reason
that
they
jump.
fired him is because, like I said, there were only so many promotions you can get that he was at the top tier, and they're like,
He can't go up.
well, we can bring other people to do the same job for a lot less money, or multiple people to do the same job. So they fired him. It was really fucked up. But for those 2-3 weeks, what am I doing with my life? And I'm going to lose my house, and my wife's going to divorce me, and my kids are going to hate me. And then he started getting the clear picture. Okay, they fired me. All right, wait, I have money saved up. Wait, I can start a business. Somebody offered me a job. Somebody offered me. Wait a minute, I have family. Wait a minute, wait, I'm fucking good. And it took about 6 months to have that freedom of like, fuck, I'm so happy, you know, like, you know, fuck that place. But
like no one's gonna just.
But he could have done that, you know, 15 years ago or 13 years ago.
I mean, and it's okay. It's never too late until it's too late, until you're dead. You know.
I think it was Denzel Washington, and I'm gonna paraphrase the fuck out of this. But he was saying, I think it was at a college graduation speech, and he says, I'm gonna fuck it up. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was
Denzel,
like,
sorry, man.
Yeah, sorry, Denzel, Mr. Washington,
Mr. Washington.
But he says, I don't know how he got to that point, but he says, imagine you're sitting on your dying bed, and these spirits or characters in you, the potential of what you could have done is surrounding your bed and says, why didn't you bring us out? Why didn't you introduce us to the world? Now we're going to die with you, and nobody will ever know who we could have been. You know? And that's the thing. We're so conquered with fear and control and bills and payments and fucking interest and, you know, all this other stuff that we don't do things based out of fear.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Soul?
Soul? No.
You've never seen the movie Soul?
No.
Oh my gosh. If you can tonight,
Soul?
I would watch it.
Yeah.
It's a Disney movie. It came out, what's like Pixar, but it came out like, I don't know, 4 years ago. But that is not a kid's movie. Like,
well, most kids' movies don't seem like it.
True, but you'll watch that and like everything we're talking about, it's crazy because that's what it's about. It's the guy passes away. Like suddenly it hit me hard because he was a musician and he finally got that gig that he dreamed about for so long. He was a music teacher, like 45, 50 years old.
Got goosebumps for no reason. Fucking what the hell?
It's a great movie. But so he was like a teacher. He was crossing the street one day, just suddenly died. He fell into a hole and like that. He was going up to heaven and he's like, wait. Like, where am I? Like, no. I'm not supposed to do this. Like, this is not my time. So basically just like goes back into this. It's like a crazy world they created where it's like, it's not really, they don't call it heaven or anything, but they have where it's like the before life where.
Yeah, but yeah, people are gonna laugh at us, but Progamary or Progamore, something like that.
I don't know.
It's where you wait, you know.
Yeah,
to see
where you wait.
going.
Yeah, so it was like an escalator.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
In the movie. Oh, you're good. They had like an escalator in the movie, and so he like fell off the escalator and went into the before life where the souls that were ready for the babies go into. So he basically had to help like one of the souls like find their purpose in life. And he always thought his was music, and they took him through his whole life and showed him like different memories he had from his life. And it was just like, oh, him alone, watching TV, him alone, like making music, him alone, sad. And he was just sitting there like, dang, like this can't be right. Like this was my life. And then he basically just realized that no one really has a purpose in life because life isn't about a purpose. It's about exploring and enjoying the moments you're in and all this kind of stuff. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, being present, traveling, communicating, knowing people.
Crazy. You gotta watch that. It's crazy.
A weird similarity but different. I just found out Moana. You seen Moana, right? Mm-hmm. You know she dies in the movie.
Wait, what?
She's dead. So when she leaves the island,
remember.
they don't show it. But when she leaves the island and she goes into that storm, remember in the beginning, she goes into that fucking crazy storm?
Yeah.
She's dead and she dies. That's why when she wakes up on the island, that's why she can see gods.
Oh, that's her.
That's why she
soul.
sees all that. It
Or
was her
whatever.
soul. It was her soul.
Wow.
But she dies. She's dead.
Yo.
You don't even fucking know it. You know.
Disney's messed up.
Dude, Disney's dark. I was like,
Disney's
what the
dark.
fuck? Somebody was telling me, I was like, what? What do you mean?
Wow.
And I was like, oh, that's right. She goes through the fucking storm, and that's where she doesn't see any of the real family,
Yeah.
and that's where she sees Maui and fucking all this
Wow.
other shit. Yeah, it's Disney's dark, dude.
Dang.
But they make excellent points.
Yeah.
Like
no,
when
they're
you go deep into it, you're like, dude, this is not even kid stuff.
That's why I like Pixar. Pixar really dives into that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, they're fucking great on that, man.
Yeah. Soul's a great one, man.
I will watch that. I have a almost 4-year-old, so we like we do our little movie times. We'll definitely
That's
watch that.
good.
Be like your soul.
You
Like,
watch Coco though?
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, you like that one?
That was
very
great.
deep too.
What's funny about Coco is they did such a good job creating those characters, like the faces and the expressions and how they are and how they talk. That I'm like, I know all these people.
What do you mean?
Like I know
The
people
actors?
that act like that. I know people that talk, I look at the mom. I'm like, oh, that's fucking And I look at the kid. I'm like, that looks like from this kid. Like they're so realistic that I'm like, I know all
they
these
make them
characters.
personable.
They make them super personable. And then I just had somebody on the podcast that was one of the voices for Coco.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so
So,
sick. Which one?
His name's Jaime Camille. So he does one of the voice. He does the Papa's voice. And
So cool.
right now he's like I would call him, he's the Brad Pitt of the Latin community. Like he has a show on Netflix called El Rey. I don't know if you've seen it, but yeah, but it's all over. It was #1 watched series in the world.
Dang.
So that was just released like a month ago, 2 months ago. So yeah,
That's cool.
and now I got you, and fucking you're gonna blow up in the next fucking few months.
Maybe the podcast is this your transition after this? Like
I've had people set some goals here, and within a few months they started hitting those goals. So but you're already hitting most of your goals, right?
I don't really set goals, to be honest.
You might want to start setting goals. It's magic.
I don't know. I kind of just work.
It's magic.
You think so?
Oh, I know so.
Really?
It's magic. It's magic. You write down what you want to accomplish and what you want to do and what you want to see in 12 months. Like I want to go here. I want to do this. I want to sell that. I want to do. Put that away. Open it up 12 months from now. Fucking mind-boggling. You're
Really?
like, what?
Like I did that and more.
What? It's legit. The power of attraction, the law of attraction. It's powerful, man. And that goes, it's just putting it on paper. It's just something different.
Do you do daily ones or just long term?
I do long term. I do long term for sure. I want to do weekly. I want to get my Sunday put aside, and I want to do my weekly goals. On Monday, whatever. Set up this many podcasts, publish this many posts, call, follow up, sell these products, sell those products, make an ad for this. Like I want to do it on a weekly basis. I do it currently on a year level, and it just shocks me every year. I'm like, why don't I put more goals? What the fuck? Like, why don't I?
Wait, I could do more.
Yeah, but again, that takes a discipline. That takes a discipline. That takes a.
And you don't look at them. You just keep
The yearly ones I don't. The weekly ones that I want to do that I've been talking about doing for a while.
and you
like,
check those off after a week.
Yeah. So what are you rocking? iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Yeah. So on iPhone, when you go to notes, you could do the check boxes. So I don't know if you've seen that, and then you just put what you want. Just
Yeah, I was thinking about doing starting daily ones because
that's even better, obviously. But obviously, that's more discipline.
that's just having that structure really makes me feel way more accomplished at the end of the day. Because there's a lot of days where I'm like, oh, did I do enough today? Did I do this? And then I have to look back. I'm like, okay, we did this in the morning. I'm like, all right. We did get a lot of stuff. But I feel like like you said, writing it on paper, writing it in your notes, just
I think you got to do both.
do you mean?
You know, like you got to do your in 1 year, 5 year. You know.
Oh yeah.
And then you got to do your daily tasks. So you have your tasks to feel that satisfaction, but you got to have your goals of like, you know, I want to buy my mom a house. Or, you know, I want to. Which is another question. This is random, but that's my podcast. It's random. The monkey bar set on the video.
Oh, the vlog.
Yeah, is that your guys' monkey bar set?
No. That was like,
that's a fucking sick monkey bar. I was like, this shit's nice.
That was just like a pumpkin patch we went to.
Oh, nice. I was like, that fucking
so
thing's
random.
big. Because no, it was random because I'm thinking about, you know, you guys were at the house, and then one of your boy or your friend or brother, he gets on the motorcycle, and you're like, you shouldn't have done that. No, he has the motorcycle.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, the vlog was just so random.
Yeah. I was like, my question was just as random.
I filmed a bunch of stuff, and I was like, just throw it in there.
I'm like, man, they got motorcycles and monkey bars? Like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
I thought I had this on mute. Concerts, events.
Yeah.
How many have you done, and when are you doing any in LA?
Can't tell you how many I've done, but I've done a lot. I just recently got blessed to do like LA gigs last year around this time. You know, COVID obviously didn't help, but I think that was another thing where I didn't necessarily write that I want to book shows, but I wrote lists of like every venue I could find in LA, their phone numbers, emailed them. I had my roommate call like every single venue, pretending to be my booking manager. And I was like, I'm going to land a gig this year, like if it's the last thing I do. And I got a no from like every single venue. A lot of them ghosted me, whatever. But and then venues I didn't even know about started hitting me up to perform. So it was like crazy how I was like, I had a goal in mind, but it didn't work out like exactly as I thought it would, you know, because it just was a different venue, different company. And then after that, shows were just rolling in LA. And I have a booking agent now, which is super, super cool. We just headlined the Viper Room this summer.
Oh, that's
crazy.
Viper Room's legendary.
It was crazy when we were behind the curtain, like before the show, and it slowly opens up. Like, I was like, wow, we're doing this. And I was like, this kid a year ago couldn't even book a show in LA. And it's crazy.
And now doing the Viper Room on Sunset, like, what the fuck?
Crazy.
Have your parents come out to LA and seen anything?
My mom came out to that show actually.
That's badass.
Wow, yeah. It was her first time in LA too. 3 years.
No way.
3 years I've been here. Yeah. No, it's just been hard. I mean, you know.
But she didn't travel that much. Or?
No, it's just she's a
like
teacher.
LA's crazy. Yeah.
So my family never had a lot of money, so it's really hard to travel that far. You know. But now that I had it, because for a year and a half,
Did you buy the tickets and stuff, or she did it?
No, she bought them. Yeah, I wish I could do that now, but not yet. I did surprise. I surprised her and my sister and took them to Universal after the show though. Nice. That was fun. That was a good time. But no, they flew out. But for a year and a half, I lived in an artist community, so no one could visit me unless they bought a hotel. So it was just like really difficult, especially out here. So now that I finally had my apartment, like she could stay with me, so it was a lot cheaper. She had to buy the flight. Yeah, of
course.
But yeah, and shows coming up. I'm throwing a first ever event with an event with Track Life. It's gonna be super cool. It's called the Hideout, and basically
Track Life from Long Beach.
No, it's Track Life is basically a music company that they kind of help emerging artists, like independent artists, just give them a platform with content, blogs, you know, different kind of stuff, shows, anything to help. They're just all about the artist community. And when they had me on their YouTube channel to do like a little live set they had in like a cool little studio, but just talking to everyone and them introducing themselves, and you can just tell when someone cares about you more than they care about, you know, their
themselves,
side. Yeah. So it's like, dang, like they care about me as an artist, and that's like something I really admire. And there's not a lot of companies I meet like that. A lot of companies I'll go to a set and it's like, hey, like, what's up? Oh, Yacobucci. All right, cool. Yep. We gotta get this. We got 15 minutes. This. All right, you're out. See ya. And it's like,
yeah, next.
What am I doing next? Yeah, I'm nothing. But when someone, like Track Life, they really took me in and was like, yo, like, tell me about yourself. Like, let's do more together. Let's do this. Like, this is who we are. And I'm just like, these people are dope. So I hit up my guy, Irvin, who is, I think, one of the founders of Track Life. I was like, hey, man, I'm so sick of looking for all these shows and stuff to do. I was like, let's throw our own show. Let's help out these artists just like you guys, love to do. I want to be a part of that. I want to help because there's a lot of artists I know who, maybe they haven't played a lot of shows and they want more exposure. And it's just, like I said, don't look at it as competition. Look at it as helping one another. Their fans become your fans become their fans.
That's it.
That's it. And so he was super on board. He was like, it's crazy. We were literally thinking about doing this before you even called. And I was like, perfect. I was like, let's set it up. We got a venue. We got a date. We got, they had me find the artists. So I guess I got my homies coming. And it's just going to be a great night. So the event is called The Hideout. And The Hideout is basically an idea that it's a safe place for creatives to come and show their talent, come and show, what they love to do, and hopefully gain some new fans with the platform that we give them. So it's going to be so fun.
Great name. Yeah.
Thank you. And I think it's going to be so much fun. And it's the craziest thing is we're making the whole thing free because I don't want anyone to pay. I want everyone to come. Like if you're broke as fuck, I want you to show up and just enjoy yourself. There's going to be a bar there. And it's we're doing the first one at Songbird, LA. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, I haven't.
Songbird is in Chinatown. It's a cool little speakeasy.
No, that sounds like a fucking Chinatown. Songbird?
Songbird.
Yeah.
So you walk through the refrigerator and there's like a whole like little venue.
Oh,
back
like a
there.
speakeasy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's super cool. So yeah, I guess just like.
And that's November 3rd.
November 3rd, yeah. So yeah, first ever, The Hideout, Track Life, Yacobucci, November 3rd. It's a Thursday. The whole event is free. There's going to be super cool emerging artists that are going to come. We're just going to have a good time, and, hopefully we can pack the place out. So
that's fucking dope.
excited.
I'll definitely get this fucking published out and share the message. Yeah. The other thing is, I thank you for the feedback on the website that it felt professional. Like I just launched this like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Actually, not even that. I launched it when I sent it.
I saw you just recently posted about it.
Yeah, it's brand new. It hasn't even been a week. It's been worked on for longer than that. But the other thing that I want to do there is I want to get more of. I just transferred all the emails from the people that had subscribed to my old website, so I'm going to start getting those members on there, and then I got the people that have been on the podcast. So what I was going to say is, if you go on the site and you become a member, mm-hmm. which is just your Facebook or Google or whatever the case is. There's a form there that any concert or any content, you could just post it, and anybody that visits the site or can see it. It's almost like a social media thing, but it's a form/member thing.
Like a bulletin board.
Like a bulletin board. Exactly. Cool. Thank you. That's even easier. It's like a bulletin board that I want to do for the listeners and for the people of the podcast.
Ooh, that's perfect.
So I think that would be a good spot to push it. Again, it's brand new, so I think right now there's like 2 members, and you'll see the members grow and stuff. But more content, more information, the better.
Yeah, sure.
And then how do people? You just said the address, you said the location, you said the time. Is there a website for it or anything?
The time is 8 to 12. I don't think I said that, but
8 to 12.
8 to 12. Yeah.
And then, is there a site for this, or people want to get more information?
Just like my social media, Track Life social media.
What's your guys' social media?
Yeah, Yacobucci. You guys can follow me, Yacobucci1. On Instagram, everything like that.
You want to spell that?
Yeah.
Just in case.
YACOBUCCI. And then if you guys want to follow Track Life, TRAKLIFE. And we're going to be blowing it up this week. We got about a week and a half out from the event. And, I've learned more of like just letting it go. People are going to come as they come, but not to worry too much about it, because it's gonna be a great event no matter what. And just if I can get these people, one new fan, if I can get myself one new fan, then it's a success.
I mean, that's exactly that's what it's about. Like a part of what made me continue doing the podcast. It's like I want 1 million followers and I want 1 million streamers
overnight
and all that,
or in a week,
right? You know, one in a month, you know, night or week. But it's not about that. It's about if you get that one listener that you know you've impacted their life, then that's a big difference. And you know, originally, my podcast is a lifestyle business podcast, but originally when it started, it was like more motorcycle oriented, hence Ride Boundless. Actually, I'll tell you a fun fact. The reason it's called Ride Boundless is because in the beginning, I didn't have a car. I sold my car. I started the podcast, and I didn't have a studio. So wherever I had to do the podcast, I had to ride out to people's places. So I'd ride out to like Ventura. I'd ride out, you know, downtown LA. You know, on my motorcycle. I'd pack up that Pelican, load everything up, and just ride Boundless. You know, and
how is that out here? Scary?
Like
a motorcycle, LA traffic.
I love it, man.
I skate and
skate. Look, when I ride my bike,
scary.
when I ride my bicycle, I have one of those electric bikes, the Super 73s.
Oh,
when I ride my Super 73, I'm more afraid on my Super 73 than on a motorcycle.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
But I've been riding 20 something years, man. I've been riding 20 something years, and I feel comfortable in traffic. Like I feel comfortable. Like if I'm gonna be in traffic for an hour and I'm cutting through traffic and splitting lanes, I dig that. But if it's like an open road, like so for example, when I split lanes and I have like people with me, like they're so far behind me, like I literally stop at the destination, like like you know, whatever. But when it's open road, when it's just open road, I have more fear of open road than when there's traffic.
Why so? Like something flying out or?
Nah, because now you're going 90 miles an hour. You don't know if something's on the road. You don't know if there's a cop ready to pull you over. Like for example, a cop's not pulling me over if I'm in traffic. I'm gonna fucking get out of traffic so quick. That cop has no fucking chance. Like that's one. Two, everybody's being cautious, and if there's something on the road, people tend to move out of the way. Like, oh, there's a tire there. You know, they tend to move out of the way.
You can see it ahead of you.
You could see. It's like a river. You know, imagine a river, and then there's a rock in the middle of the river where the water, you know, just goes around, and then there's an accident, and everybody's avoiding it, and you kind of see the flow of the traffic. So I like it, but I grew up in it.
Yeah.
But there's people that love fucking going 160 miles an hour, you know, like I don't dig that, you know, unless if I'm on a track or something. Yeah. But riding in LA for me, I love it.
What do you ride?
I ride a 2020 Streakline Harley Davidson, the big baggers, nice. And then I have a BMW GSA adventure bike. It's an enduro sport. That's my I describe that as my apocalypse bike. Like that's like I can go on the mountains.
That's cool.
Fucking cross rivers, whatever the fuck I want. And then I have an electric bike, electric motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
Apart from the Super 7.
You got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That's cool. My dad, he's always rode motorcycles, so I've just always rode on the back with him. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one, but I just never did. Especially out here, I'm way too scared to learn out here.
You know, I love it, but again, I grew up in it. I have known people that rented, a motorcycle, and a friend of mine, he owns a big rental company called Eagle Riders, and Eagle Riders is by LAX. The people that rented the bike got to downtown. When they got to downtown, they're like, "Can you please pick it up? We're not doing this. This is not.
No.
Yeah, this is not a fucking that was not enjoyable."
Yeah.
So for people that are not used to, and you got to understand, California is the only state that allows lane splitting.
Oh wow!
It's the only state.
Wow.
So that's huge.
Yeah. That was illegal everywhere.
No, nowhere. Just in LA. Dang. So that's another thing. That's why I'm used to it, and that's why when people come here, they're not comfortable lane splitting. Yeah. They never done lane splitting. They never seen so many fucking cars in their life. Mm-hmm. You know why the 405 freeway is called the 405, right? Because you're on it for 4 or 5 hours. You know? Sorry, dad jokes and stuff. You're going 4 or 5 miles per hour, you know?
That's crazy, though, because I just got back from Colombia like 2 weeks ago. And
the country?
The country, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And
what part?
I was in Cali, Colombia, which is funny.
Yeah.
But
I know, coming from California to Cali, Colombia.
And then it was I was in Bogota.
Oh, Bogota? What were you doing there?
My friend plays pro ball over there on the Sabios team from I forget their city, but so we were just like filming stuff for YouTube, and I just went out for the experience, to be honest. And,
how's your Spanish? ¿Hablas español?
Oh, that's terrible.
No, español. Tequila, cerveza,
Sí,
tacos, burritos, nachos.
Just add the accent with the words.
Yeah.
No, it was a great experience, but out there, everyone rides a moped or motorcycle. Everybody. Or
in most countries.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Because that was like my first time in another country, so I was like, I mean, Canada doesn't count, but
yeah.
But I like when I was in Colombia, I could literally put my hand like this, and I could high five every motorcycle.
Every single one. I was in Mumbai.
Oh wow.
Talking about rivers or fucking water, like Mumbai is a fucking river of motorcycles and mopeds and 3-wheel bikes and stuff. And it's so crazy because it's like green light, and it's just like
everyone takes off.
But they intertwine and they fucking, and then if an old lady starts crossing the street, because I saw an old lady cross the street, everybody just like it looked like, I described that they look like salmon. It looks like fucking salmon. It's just.
But no one's scared. Like
it's
just like a sixth sense. They just know.
They just know.
It's crazy.
And then you see 4 or 5 family members on a fucking scooter.
Yeah.
You're like, what? You see a mother holding on to the dad, holding a baby.
Oh my gosh, I saw
5-year-old in the front.
So many people hold babies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah. Like there'll be the dad in the front and then the mom in the back holding the baby, and like she's just one hand in it, like with the phone in the other hand. I'm like,
yeah, texting and fucking what? Yeah. No, it's in most in the Philippines. A lot of scooters, Thailand, a lot of scooters, bicycles, motorcycles. It's because people can't afford. They don't have financing and stuff. Yeah, you know they can't afford that stuff.
They wouldn't let me go in a lot of places, like anywhere alone because I was white.
Yeah,
for real. They were like, at first I was stubborn and I was like, come on, I mean,
yeah,
can't be that bad.
It's in the movies, dude.
Right.
Like, yeah.
But I went out during a football game. One night because the streets are packed. Like soccer there is insane. So everyone knows. Like if there's a game going, the whole city's out. So I was like just recording for my vlog and stuff, and like the security at the basketball stadium were just like, no, like you can't do this. Like they made me take off my chain and stuff, and like my
dude, you're a fucking super target.
Like, oh shoot, and then like yeah, they just were so worried.
They're fucking crazy. I'll tell you, I've been to Cali. And
do you know the stadiums, like the basketball and the soccer right next to each other?
No, I think last time I went in 2011, 2012, they were building those. I think those are new ones. They were building them, and then here's a quick explanation of why it's so fucking dangerous. When this is my opinion, you know, so nobody, that's not factual. Like fucking, this is my opinion.
Yeah.
The thing is. When Pablo Escobar was running shit, you got to remember, Pablo Escobar was bringing in $65 million a day. Okay? So his guys were making top-notch money, doing nothing, holding a fucking gun in a safe environment. They were making $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, fucking like, just easy money. Okay? Because remember, when you have drugs, you have drug money. When you have drug money, you help the economy. All right? Miami, all the drug dealers had, other dealers, and those dealers had families, and those families needed houses, and they needed cars, and they got jewelry, and they got this, and they bought airplanes, and they bought boats, and they Cocaine Cowboys on Netflix. If you watch that, you see the stories of how much money they put into communities. Most of those high tower buildings in Florida were built off drug money, so it just helps the economy, unfortunately. But that's business in a sense, right? Well, look at pharmaceutical. Look at the pharmaceutical, all right? Mm-hmm. So when Pablo Escobar was in business, he employed hundreds of thousands of people, like so many fucking people. The operations were humongous, and people were making good money. And what did they do with that good money? They would buy their homes, jewelry, they would get their girlfriends, they would do all this stuff and blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Anyways, when they put an end to it, now these guys imagine you had a job, and your job's to hold a gun for one of the most powerful drug dealers in the world, but he's so powerful that the U.S. is not even looking at you, because they didn't look at what was happening in Colombia. They're like, what's happening in Colombia is happening in Colombia. Let's worry about the war on drugs in America, right? And that wasn't even a big deal until Nixon came in and made it a big deal. So my point is that after 10 years of making $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 back then, which was even more money, all of a sudden you're out of a job. Well, what do you know how to do? You know how to carry a gun? You know how to kill people? What are you going to do? And there was just from the 90s, like 90s to 2000s, even like 2005, 2008, Colombia was fucking crazy. Like you couldn't even stop at a red light. Like if the light was red, you do not stop your car. You're going to get fucking shot in the head and they're going to take your car. Like it became very desperate situation. There was no more money. So that's why now it's much more safe, but you still have people that have that old school mentality.
That's crazy.
You know,
it's crazy. Yeah, because a lot of people. I mean, like, sorry, not a lot. Everyone spoke Spanish, so I had like 2 translators that were with us, and there's like a bunch of like workers saying the same things, and then he comes over. He's like, yeah, man, they told you you're gonna get stabbed, and I was like, bro, what? What
are you saying?
Like he was just saying like they're like you can't do that because like they'll run up to you with a knife and like take all your stuff, and I was just like. Wow.
Oh, they'll take the change out of your pocket.
So crazy.
Yeah. No, that's one thing. When I travel, I take everything off. I even an Apple Watch, I take it all off. It's just not worth it.
We're so blessed to live in America.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Yeah.
People who say they want to move to another country, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck, man.
Let me know how it goes.
Oh, let's see if you keep your liver. You know,
yeah.
No, there is certain countries, you know, that are... Like Dubai. Dubai is fucking amazing, dude. There's no crime in Dubai.
You been there?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty.
I've been there a few times. That's cool. Yeah, Dubai is it's a 16-hour flight. Nonstop.
It's super hot.
They're obviously in the summertime, it's super hot and humid because they have a sea right next to them. But last time I went, there was a couple from Texas. And we're looking at the Burj Khalifa, and the Burj Khalifa is the biggest building in the world. And the couple from Texas, like the woman looks at me and she goes, I thought everything in America or Texas, I thought everything in Texas was big, but this is big. You know, like, dude, like you're looking at the biggest fucking tower in the world. Like, you know, it's humongous.
Yeah.
You don't know about Dubai?
Like, not a lot, but I know it has money.
Dude, they have a mall.
Oh, they have a snowboarding, right? You can snowboard in there?
They have a ski resort in the mall. In the mall.
That is crazy.
Your mother and father can go skiing or snowboarding while your younger brothers and sisters or cousins or nephews or whatever the case is can go and put a snowsuit on and play in a snow house with slide and make a fucking thing inside of a mall in the middle of a desert.
That's so cool.
There's another mall that has an aquarium that you walk into. So you like they have the glass where you walk through the aquarium. And then on the other side, there's a boat that you could be on the aquarium. And then they have scuba divers so you could swim in the aquarium.
In the mall. Or just go shopping.
In the mall. Or you could just buy Nikes, you know. And then when
Typical.
you exit the aquarium, there's a fucking little jungle with, you know, fucking monkeys and parrots and bats and stuff. And you're just in the mall. And next to that one, there's an ice skating rink.
You're like, hey, man, I'm just trying to return this.
Yeah, you're like, I just want a new iPhone. Like, fucking, it's fucking insane.
That's so cool.
What I like about Dubai is very family oriented. It's one of the countries where you go to a mall, there are so many activities for your kids and stuff.
So cool.
So
safe there?
Super safe.
Wow.
Strict laws, very strict laws, meaning that if you fuck up, you know, like the penalties are hard. They're against drugs, you know, like you get a joint out there or something, you're fucked if you get caught.
Wow.
Like you're fucked. You know, a lot of countries are very strict, but safe. I don't know where it ranks, but it's pretty fucking Dubai's up there.
Safer than America?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they just honored their. I was just having a conversation with a buddy of mine. He's from England, and he says right now the passport to get the Dubai passport to get the exclusivity of it is higher demand than the American passport right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because how new and how clean and how strict their country is, how much money they have, the quality of people there, you know, because there's a moment where it was getting really nice and really organized, but then all the con artists in the world were like, there's a lot of suckers with money there. So they went there and then they got hard on that. And now they're saying like it's such a respected passport that's like a passport. Like the U.S., you could travel pretty much almost anywhere, you know, with an American passport. The Dubai, I think you could travel to a few more spots. You know, like for example, if you go to Russia, I've been to Russia, you need to go through like a 6-week permit and fucking approval process, and Russia and America's got to approve it just to go visit Russia. And Russia's beautiful. Like if you check out Moscow or St. Petersburg, the Dubai passport, it's called the UAE passport. You don't need that. You don't need that. They're United Arab Emirates, but it's a place you got to see, man. Like a lot of people, and then as an American going to Dubai, they pay you so much money. Like if you land a job in Dubai, because they want more American experience, educated, military stuff like that. They pay big fucking money. Wow. But and concerts and music over there is insane.
Dang.
Insane.
That'd be so sick. Do a concert in Dubai.
Oh, dude, like that should be on your fucking goals. Like that. So next to Dubai, you have Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi has a 2 theme parks. Well, they have multiple theme parks, but one theme park is a Ferrari theme park where they have a Ferrari roller coaster. Ferrari roller coasters. And it's just these fucking roller coasters that look like fucking Ferraris. And they're fucking up and down. Like it's just, you know, sick. And then they have a Warner Brothers Studios. Like we have Universal.
Yeah.
They have an indoor Warner Brothers Studios in Abu Dhabi where it's just this fucking theme park. It's humongous. And it's all indoors because of the heat.
Yeah.
You know? Anyways,
so. That's so cool. I need to travel more.
Yeah. And that's part of that experience and life goals and everything else.
But that's hopefully music will take me there.
Yeah, and it will. Yeah, if you put in the hard work and stay loyal and committed, you will get there.
I'm actually I don't want to talk about it right now because it's like a surprise, but there's something in the works where I'm going to get a lot of those opportunities coming up next summer. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you, man.
Let's one more time. We'll end it with November 3rd.
November 3rd.
Songbird? Bird song? Songbird.
Bird song.
Bird song.
No, okay, it's Songbird.
Songbird?
Yeah. I just like bird song.
Yeah.
Yeah, November 3rd, Thursday at Songbird, LA, Chinatown.
$100 a ticket, $50 a ticket? Free.
I don't know how many times I need to say it, but it's free.
It's free, yeah.
So any excuse is a bad excuse of why you're not there.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be fun. Although I know the artists that are coming, so
you wanna talk about the artist? Quick shout out.
Yeah. So shout out to Fern, Stassi, Radio Ali, Jamel, and we got a DJ Pastor Leak. A lot of great talented people coming through, and everyone is so nice and just like super welcoming. So if you're nervous about coming and just meeting new people, I promise you're going to meet some great people. And also if you're an artist or you're just a creative yourself, come network, come meet some people. Track Life is a great company to know, and they're great people to work with in the future on your projects. Yeah, they're great people to work with in the future on your projects. So November 3rd, Songbird. We going
8
crazy.
to 12.
8 to 12.
8 to 12, and it's free.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Thank you.